Hi, I'm Annie, and welcome back to Blumavia. Today, I want to take you into a gentle, honest conversation about something that touches all of us every single day: sugar. And don't worry, I'm not here to talk about restriction, guilt, punishment, or strict never again rules. That's not what we believe in here. What I want to offer you instead is a new kind of relationship with sweetness, softer, more conscious, more respectful of how your body actually works and how your emotions move through a day. The issue isn't that sugar exists, it's how constantly we're surrounded by it today. We don't just eat sweet foods, we live in an environment where sugar appears everywhere, even in foods that don't taste sweet at all. That constant exposure trains our palate to expect stronger and stronger sweetness. And when that happens, the natural sweetness of real foods feels faint, almost invisible. A strawberry doesn't taste as sweet as it used to. A banana feels bland. So we keep reaching for the next hit of sweetness, thinking our willpower is weak, when in reality, it's just physiology responding to overstimulation. And this leads me to something I love deeply: the reset of the palate. It's not a method. It's not a challenge. It's not a rigid process. It's simply what happens when we give our taste buds a little breathing room. When the volume of sweetness goes down, even just a little, the body senses it. At first, you may notice small shifts. You need less sugar in your coffee. An apple feels more satisfying. A piece of dark chocolate is enough. The body remembers. It remembers how to interpret sweetness that comes from nature, not from intensity. Suddenly, fruit tastes incredible. Vegetables have naturally sweet notes you haven't noticed since childhood. And foods that once seemed normal feel almost aggressively sweet. It's not deprivation. It's rediscovery. And this rediscovery ripples through the rest of your body. It stabilizes blood sugar, meaning your energy stops swinging up and down all day long. It calms your mood. It reduces inflammation. It helps with focus, sleep, digestion. Even your skin responds. So many people are surprised when cutting back on sugar gives them brighter eyes, smoother skin, less puffiness. All of this happens quietly, simply because your inner balance is no longer being pulled in opposite directions every few hours. Think of this as a soft conversation. You ask, I answer, and together we get closer to understanding what your body is really asking for. Why do I crave sweets so much at night? Evening cravings are incredibly common, and they usually mean one thing: you reach the end of the day depleted. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. When the day has been full of responsibilities, tension, rushing from one task to the next, your mind looks for one instant moment of pleasure. Sugar provides that quickly. But sometimes, if you look just a little deeper, you'll realize you're not craving sweetness. You're craving a soft landing. A moment that signals, the day is over. You can breathe now. When you create that gentleness in other ways, a warm shower, a slower dinner, a small walk, or just a few minutes of silence, the craving often dissolves on its own. If I get a sugar craving, should I ignore it? Ignoring a craving is like ignoring someone knocking loudly on your door. It doesn't solve the issue. It just makes the knocking louder. Cravings aren't a flaw. They're messages. They may say, I didn't eat enough earlier, or I'm tired, or I feel lonely, or simply I'm overwhelmed and want comfort. When you listen, you can respond more intelligently. Maybe you need a nourishing snack. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you just need something small and sweet, but chosen intentionally, not in a rush. A couple of dates, a piece of quality chocolate, yogurt with fruit, eaten slowly, with attention, can satisfy you in a way mindless eating never will. How do I stop eating sweets all day long? The secret is that you don't stop at the level of discipline, you stop at the level of balance. When you eat balanced meals with enough protein, fiber, and healthy fats, your blood sugar rises gently and stays stable for hours. You don't get that sharp drop that makes you desperate for something sweet. So the solution isn't fight the craving. The solution is take care of the moments before the craving arrives. It's amazing how peaceful food feels when your body isn't constantly trying to correct a sugar crash. Do I have to give up desserts completely? No. No. Life without sweetness would be emotionally empty. Sweetness is part of joy. The goal isn't to erase it. The goal is to refine it. to move from compulsion to intention. Imagine eating a dessert slowly, choosing it because it brings you joy, tasting it fully, and stopping when you feel satisfied, not when the plate is empty. That experience feels different. It nourishes instead of overwhelming. It becomes a moment, not a reflex. How do I know what amount of sweetness is right for me? Your body will tell you. Once you're more balanced, you start feeling the point where sweetness lights you up and the point where it begins to weigh you down. It's subtle at first, but it becomes clearer. Some people feel great with a small sweet treat every day. Others prefer a couple of times a week. Some love fruit-based desserts. Others enjoy a rich piece of dark chocolate. There isn't a rule. There's only a rhythm, and you learn it by listening, not by forcing. I want to leave you with a thought. Reducing sugar isn't about having a healthier diet. It's about creating more space for yourself, more clarity, more energy, more emotional steadiness. It's about remembering that sweetness isn't something the world has to pour into you. It's something you can cultivate inside yourself when you feel aligned. And when sweetness becomes a choice, not a craving, something shifts deep inside. You feel freer, lighter, more in control, not because you're restricting, but because you're finally working with your body instead of against it. I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. It truly helps us grow and keep sharing content that nourishes both the body and the heart. I'm Annie. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you soon with more mindful sweetness and a calmer relationship with food.